Buenos dias, amigos from the lakeside area. And today, once again, I'll be talking about Jocotepec, the town of Jocotepec. Beautiful town in the lakeside area. All the towns are beautiful. Please go visit them if you're a visitor, tourist down here seeing family, friends, or you're a resident who hasn't been to some of these towns. Please go and visit them. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this video are expats who've been living in Jocotepec. I will get to them. I'll briefly mention them at different parts in the video, but you'll notice if you go there, there aren't nearly as many expats that live in, say, percentage is much lower than expats who live in Ajijic, Chapala, Riviera del Pilar, San Antonio, West Ajijic, or San Juan Costa. The percentages are going to be much lower, but the ones I have met during the past 4 years love it there. They just love it there, and they enjoy the area too. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the things I do. I'm going to talk about restaurants, different things, plaza, many other things, the Jocotepec Cultural Center. I'm going to start with that. For those who haven't seen the previous videos, you're going to want to visit the Jocotepec Cultural Center. Done many videos there with Ricardo and also the two librarians there. Now, Ricardo took me on a trip through a tour through the Jocotepec Cultural Center and outside of the center too in another video. And he showed us the murals, the shop that they have there. You can buy clothes there. You can buy different things that artisans make over there at that shop. You can also buy wine. Wine that's made in Jocotepec. Now, for those who aren't aware, Jocotepec is also an agricultural town, very much an agricultural town as well as a cultural and educational town. Now, in that cultural center, you can find that you will be able to take lessons in many different instruments if you want. Very inexpensive. You have lessons in violin, piano, guitar. Wow, what else? I can't think. I can't remember offhand. But they do have dance lessons there. It'll come to me. They have dance lessons. They have ballet lessons. They have modern dance lessons, K-pop. It's called K-pop. They also have salsa lessons there too. They also teach children the tradition of mariachi music for them to carry on the tradition. They teach that in different areas of the lakeside area, but the murals there are beautiful. So what I want to get back to is I want to talk about the Malecon. The Malecon is a great place to be too. But let me talk about the expats. The expats that I met there have been there for a long time. When I first got there, about 4 years ago, before I had started uploading YouTube videos, I met an expat couple from Canada. They were on low pensions or Social Security. Now, they didn't come into town much, they said, but they do love living there. They bought a condo. They live up in the hills somewhere in a condo, and I believe it is a gated community. I did meet also expats. I met a lady there from Europe, been there 35 years, retired there 35 years, 85 years old, from Europe. And she was with a friend of hers who's from the United States. She's been there 25 years, and they're very nice ladies. Through the course of the conversation, they were giving me information and I always like learning and getting information from whether it's expats or Mexican residents. I'm always learning something, but they gave me an address, or actually the location of a rental. I'm just curious, and I'm asking questions. And this was a few months ago, and this rental was right in Central there. They told me what the name of the street was, between what two streets it was. They couldn't remember the address to the property, but one of the ladies offered me her phone, gave me her phone number, and she told me to call her if I ever need to. Now, I met other expats. I think a couple expats. One was from South Africa, one was from England. They came in and had dinner at a restaurant that I was at. after me. I met them, but both of them lived in El Chante, the neighboring town there. I did meet another expat, probably been there 20 years. I met him outside another restaurant. I ran into him. He's been living there. Well, he actually went to live in El Chante, but he loved the Jocotepec too, and he comes back and visits there. Now, another lady I met, married lady, she was waiting for her husband. I was having breakfast at the same restaurant, excuse me. She's been there for about 23 years. She's from somewhere in the United States. Her and her husband built a home there about 22 years ago. Very nice. Also, I met a couple from the East Coast. This couple has been there, retired there 6 years, and they love being there. It was just a nice conversation with both of them. But now, what happened is, about a month after I met them, I ran into him in the town of Chapala, and the gentleman gave me his phone numbers. Call him, contact him anytime. Very nice people. I'm trying to think of some other expats I met. I probably can't think of all of them, but those are expats. Once again, very few compared to percentage-wise compared to the other towns I mentioned. Now, walking. You'll be able to walk there. It's a good place to walk. If you want to talk about transportation, I mean, it's great. I'll tell you more about transportation. Good restaurants there. Jocotepec Cultural Center. Wow, if you don't get to the Jocotepec Cultural Center, get to it as soon as you can. Done many videos there with Ricardo. He's one of the muralists there. And also I've done videos with two librarians that work there. The Cultural Center will have a lot of beautiful murals, things to do, classes. I'll get into that in a minute. But inside, they have a shop there where they have handmade materials the Mexican residents make, and they sell them there. Also, they have a shop where there's wine. Inside their shop, I've done a couple videos on that one recently. For those who aren't aware, Jocotepec is a very much an agricultural community there, and there's a lot of berries grown in Jocotepec and other towns around there, and they make wine, and they sell that wine in the Jocotepec Cultural Center. So go see Ricardo or someone there, and you can purchase that wine. I hear it's pretty good. I haven't drank any, but I hear it is pretty good. Now, let me start with restaurants. Up at the Mirador, when you first get to Jocotepec, you're going to go up to the Mirador. There's a great restaurant. Now, the Mirador is a place, it's pretty high up. When you first get to Jocotepec, you'll see a sign, a lettered sign. I got 3 of them that they are in Jocotepec. Got copies of them up on this wall photos. You'll see it in the video. You can go up. When you first get into town, you go up toward the mountains up there. You get up to the Mirador, and there's a great place where you can just stop, look at the views, the scenic views, beautiful. You'll see Lake Chapala, and you'll also see the south side of Chapala and the mountains and the lake. You can see there's beautiful towns over there. I've explored those towns as well. There's that restaurant. There's a restaurant right there. Did a video there. They have right on the Mirador there. You're going to find some of the most scenic views you've ever seen in Lakeside. They are beautiful. Okay, now I want to talk about different things. I'm going to go through this. Let's try to get through it now. I want to talk about walking. There's going to be different parts of the Lakeside area. I've been up in hills in Tepehuac, Chapala. I've been up in the hills and going up and down hills in San Antonio, Ajijic, different parts, San Juan Coastal, West Ajijic. But Jocotepec will have some parts where you can go up hills and walk down them. But be very careful if you're walking on steep. There might be a steep incline or something. I recently did a video at the Mirador when I was walking down, and there's a term called boots on the ground that social media channels use. I use the term feet on the ground. I wear tennis shoes, but boots might be a good idea. I almost slipped up at the Mirador. I was holding the phone with one hand, trying to stay balanced. I had one hand in the air, the iPhone in my hand. I hit a rock or something, and I almost slipped down this hill, this incline, and I could have rolled down it and got hurt. But also, when you're going over to the shores, I go on the rocks, not only on the Malecons, here on this side of Chapala, Lake Chapala, but on the other side too. I like going sitting on the rocks. So I'll be climbing on those rocks along the lake and Malecons or wherever part of the lake I'm at. And you might need boots there too. Beautiful up there. Malecons are beautiful too. Anytime you see the lake, beautiful lake, you're gonna catch them sunsets, sunrises. Get over to the Malecons too. Beautiful sunsets, beautiful sunrises, beautiful any time of the day. There are boat rides, I know, in different parts of the lakeside area. I'm familiar with that. But I also know that there are boats, pontoon boats on the Jocotepec Malecon. I'm going to get into restaurants, pharmacies, and other things. Please bear with me. Now, you can take a boat ride. They're very inexpensive. A couple viewers and subscribers to this channel went on a pontoon boat there on off the Jocotepec Malecon. I did a video telling you how much it costs. I haven't been on one yet. There's a big park there also, for those who aren't aware. Did videos there too, cover the whole Malecon. Love it. I do go back there quite frequently. It's a big, huge park there too. Don't miss that. Also, you're going to find in the town of Jocotepec department stores. Now, the department stores there, you're going to find two big, kind of big department stores. One's called Electra and Capel. You'll find those right when you enter the town of Jocotepec. Now, into Central, they also have those two department stores in the town of Chapala, and you'll find them up in Guadalajara in that area too. Now, you're going to find markets there, beautiful, nice markets. You're going to get fruit and vegetables all over the plaza and in different parts of the town. Outside of the plaza, though, there's a big mercado. You're going to find big mercados in many of these lakeside towns. Jocotepec has one just a block or two outside the plaza. Beautiful. Great place to buy fruits and vegetables and meats and other things for those who want meat. Restaurants, I've been to quite a few of the restaurants, did videos in about 3 restaurants, the one up at the Mirador. Great food, I go back there. Also a restaurant in Central, a few blocks from the plaza. I did a video quite a while back ago. It was a place that serves or makes pizza and bakery items. They have vegetarian pizzas. Everything's from scratch made right there. Vegetarian, you get a vegetarian pizza. You can get a salmon pizza with salmon on it. You can get different toppings. Different toppings and items put on that pizza. Some of the most delicious pizza I've ever tasted in Lakeside. I go back there frequently. Another restaurant I go back frequently to. I do eat breakfast out there. I do other things. I shop in the stores, in the markets. I also shop. I like going there to the small mom and pop stores. That's what we used to call them in the States. When I was a kid, we used to go out to the stores, in the neighborhood stores. Those no longer exist in the communities that I've lived in, but you're going to find those in Chapala and all over Mexico or the lakeside area. So you're going to find a lot of things. And you can also find U.S. products there. You might find different types of U.S. cleaning products, food products, and other things like that. So you can stop in some of those places. We'll have that. Excuse me, I got to tap on that phone there. I'm running low on charge, but I'm going to get through this video. Pharmacies. There's Guadalajara Pharmacy over there. Real important to know where pharmacies are. Guadalajara pharmacies are all over the lakeside area. Very good. There's small pharmacies too. You can use small pharmacies. I find that all over the lakeside area. You can get good deals on medicine at small pharmacies too. Now, about a month ago, met a man who owned a pharmacy in central, Jocotepec, and I had a conversation with him and introduced other expats to him. Real nice man. He's not a pharmacist, but he does own a pharmacy, and I'm sure there's a pharmacist there. Let's see. Let me go through this bike path. I want to talk about transportation, getting back and forth. You can get back and forth there on the bike path. There's a bike path that goes from Chapala all the way through the towns going up to Jocotepec. I've been on that bike path. I rented a bike for 6 weeks and really loved it. I rented it about a year and a half ago, and that was I think right before I started driving over there. But I do go through the towns on the bike path, or I did, and I might be doing that again at some point. And you can stop in the towns and explore other towns. I've explored. And I have explored these lakeside towns, and also crossed the lake and Jocotepec pretty thoroughly, very thoroughly, I would say. If you want to go to the cultural center, there's murals there. It'll be a history of getting back to the cultural center. Murals all over town. There will be a history of the town of Jocotepec there. And diagonally across from the cultural center will be the big Parroquia, Senor del Monte. Beautiful inside architecture. It's beautiful. Done a video there, as well as a video across the street next to the cultural center. There's the Iglesias. Did a video there. Now, if you talk about transportation, if you want to go travel back and forth, there's cabs right diagonally from the cultural center over in front of the Cathedral Parroquia Senor del Monte. There's going to be a bunch of taxis there available for you. Also, you could take the bike path. I mentioned that. Buses run all through this entire lakeside area and even beyond. You'd be surprised. Very inexpensive. You can catch local buses. They run very frequently, every 15 minutes or so. Sometimes, once in a while, you might have to wait 20, but you will get buses. They're good. I would be more prone to say every 15 minutes, and those are very inexpensive. There is also direct buses. Now, there's different bus terminals you can take from Chapala to Ajijic. In central Chapala, there's a bus terminal. In central Ajijic, there's a bus terminal. And in central Jocotepec, there's a bus terminal. You can find bus terminals there. You can catch direct buses all the way there. Very inexpensive. A little more than the local buses, but nonetheless, very inexpensive. Let's get to, I think I've covered almost everything. Let me look at this list a little bit. I think I have covered everything. Let's see, it's about 18 minutes. Bakeries, a lot of bakeries there. There's a college there. There's a collegio there in town. You're going to find that. A lot of people are getting educated. I've been to cleaners there. I use one of the local cleaners. I go take my clothes or different items there. I like going there. Once again, I get out, boots on, put tennis shoes on the ground. I get a great pair of tennis shoes, especially when I wear them. They get dirty fast. They show the dirt. I take them and they clean them right there. Nice cleaners. Did a video there. That's in Central. That's just a few blocks from the plaza. What else? If you go there, you're going to find a lot of agricultural equipment. If you go in different parts of the town, you're going to find a lot of small hardware stores, but medium-sized hardware stores too. And they're going to carry a lot of hardware store type items. Also, you're going to find some huge, I'm talking huge, hardware stores that sell agricultural equipment. Some equipment you might have seen up in the U.S. and Canada. I can't remember the name, but there are name brands. Also, in some of those stores, if I haven't mentioned, you can get U.S. products like the stores if you're shopping, food, things like that, different cleaning items. You can get U.S. products there. What else did I need to maybe mention? I don't know. One more, a great park there, just a few blocks outside of the plaza there, still in Jocotepec in the central area. I've been out there, shot a video there just a few days or a couple weeks ago or something. Another park you can go to in Jocotepec, that's got basketball court there. It's got a running track, it's got a soccer field, and there's stands there. You can go watch soccer games. I was there, it was during the daytime. There wasn't a lot going on on that particular day I was shooting the video, but there is also places you can hit your tennis balls on walls. There's like 6 different sections you can go hit tennis balls up. Also, I haven't been to the courts. I have to go back and find out where there's some tennis courts, but I did look on a website. There are different places you can do different things. Now, let me think. I think that's about it. I hope I covered everything or almost everything, but that's a great place to go. Get boots on the ground, whatever. Get out there and explore. It's going to take you a while. You're not going to be able to do it entirely in 1 or 2 days. You're just scratching the surface. But go back, learn more, and visit more. And the more you go, the more you learn. You're going to learn something every time I go to these towns. And I absolutely love being in them. So look at the previous videos I put up about Jocotepec. Look at some of the other videos. I like going to these lakeside towns. I meet a lot of Mexican residents. I actually, on some of these towns, I meet more and mingle or socialize with more Mexican residents than I do with expats. And that's because in some of the towns there's going to be less expats. And Jocotepec is one of them that has a low percentage of expats compared to other lakeside towns. So with that, tap on the notification bell. You'll be notified of upcoming videos. Long video, sorry about that, but thanks for viewing from the lakeside area. Adios, amigos.